in the birth of the United States. Counting down to America 250 only on Sirius XM Patriot 125. He's here. Now broadcasting from the underground command post, deep in the bowels of the...
2 runs, 3 hits for the Yankees have been the error of the day. 2 runs, 5 hits for the Tigers. The error did play into the Tigers' second run. Skubal sets the 1-2. Fastball a little bit high. Long at bats this inning, 5 for Schumann, 9 for Goldschmidt. Now Jason Dominguez will see at least 7. Pretty aggressive hitter. This pitch is close. He should be swinging. 2-2, swing and a pop-up foul, another play. Got a piece of the changeup, and it was in a good location. Low and away, clouds blocking the sun. The sun begins to descend. Sunset's about an hour from now.
Is it? It's still early.
Dominguez now waiting. It won't be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. On the way. Fastball misses big. 95. Second at-bat of the last 3, with pitch number 8 is ball 3. 3-2, 2 outs. That loosens up Ben Rice. This at-bat started 0-2. The 3-2 is swinging a high fly ball left field. Oh, my. Way back and gone.
Good job, Skubal. Well, I always connect just at the right time.
Got a change up over the middle of the plate.
Come get him, Coach.
He did not miss. Third home run of the year is a 2-out, 2-run home run in the 6th inning to make it 4-2 Yankees.
You know what? This inning, I think, has taken it out of Tarek a little bit. He was just getting those.
Most of my worry is placed on I have 2 daughters, 21 and 25 years old, and I can tell you that I spend a considerable amount of time, more than I should, thinking about their well-being and their safety. I probably should trust God a little more, but I do. I worry. I'm a dad. And I want them to live in a country, the same country I grew up in, the same country where I was able to open up a barber shop when I was still in high school. I started this business out of my dad's bathroom in an apartment. And I built up a clientele, went to school for cosmetology, and had a business by the time I was 16 and a half, really. All of that happened because of America. Not, I've never lived in another country, but I can guarantee you that most 16-year-olds aren't opening businesses there. And I went on to open other businesses and serve in government and get into the media and nationally syndicated radio and the #1 radio market in America, New York City. And I've been able to do so many great things. And I did all that, by the time I was 39. And I'm not, like Mark would say, no brag, just facts. But I'm saying that really to give kudos. I'm bragging for America. I'm bragging for the opportunities that are here. Because the goal is, and the goal always was, to win the battle in the free marketplace of ideas. Yeah, in the free market. But we have to sell these ideas. People have to understand the beauty and the grit and the benefit of America. But Americans on the left have put their thumbs on the scale, right? The AOCs, the Mamdanis, the Bernie Sanders of the world. And all you do is remember that George Washington, he didn't panic. I'm sure he was scared, but he didn't panic. He was decisive and he was committed. He was a statesman. So we have to be committed to beating those ideas that we dislike in the marketplace of ideas. Lincoln was also committed. He was clear in his admonition, in his address, the Lycean address, right? His inauguration as well. He made it very clear that it's critical for America to be strong, to hold ourselves together, because if we're ever brought down, we would be undone from within. Think about that for a second. And I say all that. I recently had a conversation, right? I have an interest in jewelry business, Matthias Jewelers in River Edge, the showroom, and we had a number of guests in a small mixer that we hosted, and have a conversation with somebody who was a television talent on networks, on a reality television show, very successful. Also had a side business as a social media influencer with more than 1 million followers, and just really a charming person. But in this conversation, this young, so she tells me, "Oh, I can't stand this country." Now, of course, I'm triggered at this point, but I realize she's just speaking from her experience, right? What has she been exposed to? Probably not a whole lot, right? Did she study the effects of Maoism, Stalinism? Does she know what these things do? I don't know anything about her. So I said, "Well, why do you say that?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm so over it. I'm tired of it, because the media that she consumes, because she's younger, isn't the boob tube that you and I grew up watching, where we still had books and other things, right? Or even, talk radio, right? In her age group, it's TikTok and Instagram and the streaming music apps, and then that's it, YouTube." So I realized, let me engage here. So we started talking about it. I said, "Well, talk to me about that." Well, why don't you like it? You seem to be doing really well in America. And her response was, "I could live anywhere, right? My is electronic. I can do it from anywhere." And she's like, "I've been looking at places. I like things in LA, but they're $3 or $4 million. That same apartment in better weather, let's say in Colombia, would be $400,000, $500,000, $600,000." And I said, "Oh, for sure." I said, "But you realize that you could not build this business that you have in Colombia. You can only run it from there, right? You're not able to become." And I'm sure there's a lot of people in Colombia. Look at Carol G, right? She's a big Colombian superstar. But my point is, this girl made her business here. And she said, "Well, yeah, I guess." Yeah, she wasn't being obstinate in any way. She was, open to the conversation we were having. But it made me think, man, that is
Don't stop believing.
really, really tough, right? It's tough that so many people, even a sweet girl like her, that they're just programmed to automatically not like America. Because if they're scrolling through social media at some point the last summer or two, they likely saw images of small children being slaughtered, blaming America and Israel for their war, blaming, just every societal ill has been blamed on America or the billionaires. It's the billionaires. What that is people appealing to the goodness in each of us, right? And the people that are doing the appealing are the radical left. This is how Castro did it. This is how every last lefty does it. So I thought to myself, as part of this conversation, I said, "Hey, keep it cool. Keep it cool. I don't want to get too carried away here." And I said, "Well, look, all I can tell you is, for me, I had some success as a young man with a barbershop, then other businesses, and then different careers. And, I'm a kid that grew up in Brooklyn to parents that came from Puerto Rico, and we did not have, any pot to piss in. But I've survived." And she was like, "Yeah, amen. That's cool." And I continued saying, "Just keep in mind, and I looked around and I said, we're in a jewelry store. People make enough money in this country to buy jewelry." Number one, right? We have so much going on that we can do that. Not that you can't buy jewelry in other countries, but there are a bunch of countries where people don't make enough money to buy jewelry. Number two, I pointed out air conditioning. Last I checked, that was something we invented here in America. I pointed to the lights. said, wow, the light bulb? Yep, that's another thing we invented here. That telephone? Yep, telephones, America. And I just went down the line of things that we've, the airplane, the light bulb, electricity, the refrigerator, right? And most recently, this phenomenon known as OnlyFans, where a bunch of people are making a lot of money, mainly women, doing Lord knows what. And she was like, yeah, I guess. And I didn't want to push too hard. We're doing business here. I wasn't here to preach. She just said something, and I wanted to, as gently as I could, give her my perspective. Not push back, but give her my perspective. And it's in that same mindset that I think about a year ago, sickle cell anemia was cured in New York with gene therapy. Yesterday, in Louisiana, their first patient in Louisiana was cured yesterday. 23 years old. The guy from New York, 21 years old. These guys now have a new lease on life. And I thought to myself, not bad for the country that everybody hates, right? The airplane, which is today the private jet. And all these luxury items that we enjoy, they come from America. And I can't help but be thankful to be part of that legacy. I wasn't there for it, but I'm here now. And it makes me wonder how many of these conversations am I going to have, or are you going to have, in order to get to a place where people go, yeah, I mean, I things about America, I don't know. Man,
I was heading toward home, I think.
Boy, have we contributed to this world, to this society.
Trying to decide if I want to stop or not.
The phone number, 877-381-3811, 877-3811. And let me know what you think. Plus, if you have a thought, an opinion, a story to share on sickle cell anemia being cured, we're going to be getting into that straight ahead as well. Plus, some talk on Iran, the MOU. Some people like it, some people don't. All of that's coming up straight ahead. I'm Rich Valdez with an S, filling in for the great one. Mark Lupin. Got a backyard project or lawn to tend? For over 50 years, VP Racing.
How was your night?
Racetracks around the world. Did you know your trimmer, chainsaw, or blower is a little air-cooled race engine, making VP Racing Fuels the logical choice to fuel it? Our specially formulated fuels promote smooth first starts and longer performing engine life. Available now at all your local retailers. Don't let low quality all your weekend. When it matters most, choose VP Racing Small Engine Fuels. Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah,
When you buy a timeshare, you get a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years,
still got people on vacation, so you got like fill-ins.
Cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-722-1144. That's 800-722-1144. 800-722-1144.
Why did I start feeding Artie pet food to our dog? Well, Sadie's. Sadie's a member of our family.
Oh, yeah.
As a dad, I try to make sure all my kids get enough protein, veggies, nutrients, all the good stuff they need to be healthy.
The one with the long silences.
Of course, I care about what goes in Sadie's bowl at mealtime, too.
Nobody participates.
Artie pet food. I get perfectly portioned, highly nutritious meals that Artie ships to me for free. Then I prepare it right in the cup and serve it warm in just 3 minutes. And it's one less thing I have to worry about. Artie takes the
hotel they're building over here.
No measuring, no taking up space in the refrigerator, and whole food ingredients I can see and name. I just wish I had found Artie sooner. I know you too, Sadie. Is your dog part of the family? Then try Artie, the art of feeding well. Order now at feedartie.com and get 25% off your first order of meals for a limited time. That's feedartie.com for 25% off your first order. Feedartie.com. I'm Howard Mackler. I spent my career building companies that help businesses solve problems. Now I build SuperShort because I think business insurance is broken. Some brokers hand you a policy, collect their commission, and disappear until renewal. Your business runs all year, and so are the gaps and the risks. For companies with 25 or more employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, SuperShort is built for you. We're licensed in all 50 states, covering business insurance and employee benefits with year-round support for you and your team. You can go to supershort.com and use the fine print facts tool, which translates your current policy into plain English, so you see what's covered and what's not. The business value calculator helps you estimate what your company is worth, so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to supershort.com. All your policies in one place. Go to supershore.com. That's supershore.com. You can thank me later. Paid for by Supershore Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
1877 College for Kids. KARS College. 1877 College for Kids. Donate your card today.
Call 877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 College for Kids. Donate your card today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Sean Hannity. We live in the single best, greatest country God ever gave man. In your quiet, more reflective moments, you think of the sacrifice, the gifts. So many have sacrificed for our liberty, our freedom. What a blessing this is. I gotta say this. Thank God we live in the best country ever. And happy 250th birthday to the United States of America.
The Sean Hannity Show, weekdays starting at 3 p.m. Eastern on SiriusXM Patriot. Freedom never gets old. David Webb. America's evolution over 250 years is part of our celebration. What we do next as a country, what you do next as an American matters. It's about we the people. That's where the power begins. That's where the power continues. That's where the future lies for America. The David Webb Show, weekdays from 9 a.m. to noon Eastern on SiriusXM Patriot. Freedom never gets old. Freedom never gets old. Celebrating America 250. SiriusXM Patriot 125. Program.
We're going to talk about this big development with sickle cell anemia. Because why? Because that's American ingenuity. That is American exceptionalism. Right? We're celebrating the 250th birthday of America. We got a year where the Knicks win, where Eddie Trumpitos and all this madness, the 45th and 47th president of these United States has replaced the reflecting pool in Washington, right? I mean, this seems to be the biggest topic that they can ask when the press pool gets near them. We've got the World Cup, 78 Super Bowls. How do I know that? I just interviewed the White House Task Force Chair, Andrew Giuliani, on my show a couple of days ago, and he was telling me about all of these amazing developments that the United States has put into securing these events with aerial protection through drones. I mean, just fascinating stuff that didn't exist, not 5 years ago, as far as I know. And all of these wonderful things, Freedom 250, America 250, the big UFC thing that I did not get a ticket to. I've got a bone to pick with El Trompito. But all of that said, this is a beautiful time of year to celebrate this. And the fact that the first patient with sickle cell anemia in Louisiana was cured just yesterday through this gene therapy, to me was just remarkable, and I'd be remiss if I didn't share it with you. Listen to this.
Emotional day as a 23-year-old New Orleans man rings in a new future at Manning Family Children's Hospital.
23-year-old Daniel Cressy became the first person in Louisiana to be functioning functionally cured of sickle cell disease through gene therapy. That means the disease is no longer active in his system. Cressy says that his dream of becoming a pilot was almost taken away from him because of this blood disorder. He says it was tough. A two-year journey after this procedure, and he wants to pay that forward with his own nonprofit to help other people going through sickle cell treatment.
This entire journey was the hardest thing I've done in my life. And the reason why I work so hard with our organization as pilots is because I don't want anybody else to have to experience the loneliness and the uncertainty and the hopelessness that I felt a couple of years ago.
Someone's ability to access treatment and potentially cure should not be defined by their zip code. People in Louisiana deserve the same opportunity as people anywhere else in this country. The people living with sickle cell disease are here. They're our neighbors, our friends, our families.
Doctors say the therapy uses a patient's very own stem cells that have been edited in a lab so they no longer produce the defective cells that cause the disease. We're told around 3,000 people in Louisiana have sickle cell disease. That is the highest rate per capita in this country.
How's that for America 250, right? I mean, just the things that we see in this country, the leaps and bounds, the ingenuity, the advanced innovation, and that's my new name, by the way, for AI. It's advanced innovation. I spent a lot of time, fearing AI, takeover of the humanoid robots and all that. And I've got to say, there's a lot of good to it. There's a lot of bad to it. There's a lot of whatever you want to make of it. But one thing I can guarantee you is that it's not going anywhere. And we need to learn how to embrace that stuff. And that's something I've been doing professionally, using some of that voice cloning stuff to take my show into Spanish language and expand into places like Colombia, where we just saw our right-wing victory. I'm not taking credit for that, but I will say I charted in the top 100 recently in Colombia, and I can't help but think that may have, be a symptom of a greater issue, like people moving towards the right all over South America. And isn't that a good thing? Can we get some of that over here, please? Anyway, I want to get to your calls. I see a call from Georgia, from Pennsylvania, a couple of others. Let me give you the phone number again, 877-381-3811. Let me see. Where do we go? Let's go to Craig. Craig's in Danville, Pennsylvania. Craig, quickly, go for it.
Yeah, hey, that's just so inspiring to hear that story. Do you hear me there?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Yeah, America is the greatest nation in the world, and I just wanted to kind of throw out there that it didn't just happen, though. It took a lot of men and women to make it happen, and it's going to take a lot of men and women to keep it great.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to call out there to the crowd, I guess, that, you got to get involved.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting involved is key. No job too big or too small. It's America. Put up or shut up. All right, amigos, we're coming right back to your calls and more. A little bit on Iran. And I got a few things up there.
250 years ago, a nation founded by an idea, freedom. That one declaration.
Took us to places we never dreamed of. 13 small colonies.
Papa H on the plate there.
It's a leader of the free world. We don't always agree, but we're free to disagree. America isn't just a place. It's an idea the world depends on.
And freedom grows stronger with time.
Fox News Channel. America is watching.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now
Where's
has
this guy going?
programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them, personal or business. This is the fresh new break you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you tell when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-505-1652. 800-505-1652. 800-505-1652.
Listen up, beautiful. Just like the crown on your head, your handbag tells the world exactly who you are. Why carry the same designer bag as a million other women just to blend into the crowd? It's time to amplify your essence. Step into the extraordinary with Clubby Style. Every Clubby Style handbag is a handcrafted masterpiece woven with passion by native Brazilian artisans of color. Each piece carries the souls, traditions, and vibrant dreams of their communities. Feel the earth's beauty in your hands with carved wooden beads, textures from native trees, and natural sea wildlife skins. And you have to see our brand new line of beautifully crocheted handbags in vibrant seasonal shades. This is where timeless craftsmanship meets modern sophistication. It's more than an accessory. It's accessible luxury. It's wearable art. Old, cultural, fashionable. Does Clubby Style resonate with you? Explore the entire collection today at clubbystyle.com. That's CLUBBY style.com. Because why just admire art when you can present yourself as a one-of-a-kind work of art?
Maybe this is you too. There's enormous frustration right now with healthcare costs. It is amazing. Healthcare costs for families in the last 20 years have almost tripled, and it just keeps getting worse. All this to say, this is why MediShare is so in demand right now. People are looking for alternatives, and MediShare is proven you can save thousands of dollars a year and actually like it more. Over 1 million Americans are now part of healthcare sharing, and MediShare is the gold standard. It's trusted, it works, it's been helping people save money and have peace of mind now for 30 plus years. It's not some big impersonal thing either. It's a community of people like you helping each other. So yeah, if you're frustrated too, here's your chance to make a refreshing change. You'll notice the difference as soon as you call. They're easy to talk to. You can get a price within 2 minutes. Here is the number. Call 833-39-BIBLE. That's 833-39-BIBLE. 833-39-BIBLE. By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Host. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethost.com/terms. Hi, I'm Richard Karn. Homeowners, listen up. Before Pocket Hose, garden hoses were heavy, bulky, hard to carry, and always kinking. Then Pocket Hose changed all that. It's the American invention that made watering lighter, easier, and smarter. And now the world's #1 expanding hose has gone ballistic. Turn on the water and watch it grow from a compact hose into a full-length, powerful hose. Turn off the water and it shrinks right back down, making it easy to carry and easy to store. But now it's even better. With a tough ballistic infused outer sleeve, a pocket pivot that helps reduce kinks at the spigot, thicker washers to help resist leaks, and UV protection to fight sun damage. And for a limited time, you'll get 2 free gifts: a 360-degree pocket pivot and a thumb drive nozzle. Just text finance to 64,000. That's finance to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. Text FINANCE to 64,000.
Hi, I'm Tyler, founder at Cozy Earth. Our mission is to transform your 5 to 9, the time that matters most, into the most comfortable part of your day. This starts with the softest, most luxurious fabrics. Our best-selling bamboo sheets are a game changer. Make your 5 to 9 the best part of your day. Risk-free with our 100-night sleep trial and a 10-year warranty on all Bang & Bath products. Love them or send them back, but trust me, you won't want to.
Go to CozyEarth.com and use code MUSIC to save up to 20%. That's CozyEarth.com, code MUSIC. Never gets old. Celebrating America 250. Sirius XM Patriot 125.
They can clone the others, but there's only one. Mark within, and you can call it at 877-381-3811.
All right, buddy, welcome back. It's Rich Valdez. We're going to get to some of your calls, a little bit of Iran. Plus, we've got President Trump expected to speak at the Great American State Fair. And as we get closer to that, we'll bring you that live if it happens during this broadcast. Also, quick point of personal privilege. A friend of mine recently put out a social media post, one that many of us dread reading and even worse, writing. And he asked for prayer. He said, I'm seeking your prayers because I found out that my daughter, a young woman, was killed in a car accident. His name is Jesse Odine. He's the founder of the Lexit movement. Lexit stands for Latinos Exiting the Democrat Party. And he's a former gangbanger that was shot and put in a wheelchair. He's a quadriplegic, and he's dedicated himself to defending his faith, advancing the cause of America and MAGA. So salute to my boy Jesse Hogan. Please lift him up in prayer. Anyway, something I wanted to get into here on that morbid note, which I was going to leave for the end, but I didn't want to run out of time just in case the president does join us live, which was Marco Rubio. Secretary Rubio, he made a couple of statements just yesterday talking about the MOU. Now, you've heard lots about the MOU, saying that it's missing the mark, we're giving the House away. Understood. Here's what Secretary Rubio had to say. 14. Go right ahead.
Yeah, MOU. Are you trying to use concerns here in the region? That most certainly will come up in these conversations. And there are items outside the MOU that are certainly going to be covered, but that's one that will have to be covered. It'll be discussed. I think a careful reading of the MOU will see that when you talk about, for example, complete hostilities in the entire region. Well, that's not possible. You can't have the end of hostilities and conflicts in the region as long as Iranian proxies are launching missiles and drones from Iraq and are participating in terrorism like Hamas did and like Hezbollah did. So I do think it's covered by the MOU. And it is an issue that will be gotten to at the appropriate time in these negotiations.
Now, I want to take a moment to say, I not only appreciate that Marco Rubio is our Secretary of State, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful for it. I tip my hat to the Secretary because this is, the amount of work this president, this Secretary of State, this administration has done is remarkable. And it's not lost on me that they're doing it in the face of a hostile media. They're doing it in the face of a Democrat Party that's at war with itself to try and destroy everything, right? Both the country, each other, and the Republicans. And yet they're still firing on every cylinder. Major legislation like the Big Beautiful Bill getting passed. More to come, right? Hopefully the SAVE Act will be the next thing on the table. I understand that the MOU lacks much to be desired from the perspective, right? I do. I truly do. I also understand the position that these guys are in, where Iran is more than happy to sit back and say, just so is Cuba, by the way, to say, all right, well, if we do nothing, and we just keep saying, all right, we'll agree to some peace. Yeah, all right, yeah, well, yeah, go ahead, show me what you got. Show me, put something together. Put something on the table, we'll talk. If they just keep playing this game, and then, go and throw a bomb. Oh, I didn't know who threw that bomb. Hold on, let me find out. Hey, you guys throw bombs back there? Oh, that was some rogue actor. Forgive me. I'm so sorry, my friend. So sorry. Right? And they keep playing this game. They know that the clock is ticking in the United States. They don't need to wait till Trump is out of office. They just need to wait till the midterms. Why? Because they're going to be all in on making sure that they do everything they can to ensure that their positions are represented in the Democrat Party in every primary, in every election, in everything. And at worst case scenario for them, they have to wait until Trump is out. And then it's back to business as usual. And I think Trump knows that. And that's why he's actively trying to put together an actual deal that will truly work, so that they can't just turn around and say, all right, well, wake up. This is, in my opinion, an incredibly complex negotiation. One that I don't envy being, involved in. I don't envy being a part of that. I don't want to be part of it. It's something that you've got to give a lot of credit and respect to the people involved. Witkoff, Kushner, all of them. Right, Kushner, this guy, he's a businessman. Right, he's a real estate guy. He opens up a business. He makes some friends with and connections and a job he has with his father-in-law. When his father-in-law's president, opens a firm, gets investment from the Saudis. It's not like he doesn't have other businesses, right? But he gets new business now in the Middle East. And because he is doing well with this business and has a large investment, every day he's the topic of, oh, this is unfair, oh, this is this, and oh, this is that. And he doesn't even get paid for this job. Now, I can understand some of these arguments against these things, but at the end of the day, you have to realize people are allowed to succeed. This is America. People are allowed to do what they do. And if there is a single violation of ethics or a single violation of law, somebody raise their hand, give me a call, 877-381-3811. I haven't seen one today. But yet all of these things, this is the cloud of BS that everybody involved in this has to deal with on a daily basis to try and get somewhere while you're dealing with people that are likely lying in your face. Sorry, my friend. Sorry, my friend. No, no more bomb. No more bomb. Yes, yes, bomb. No bomb. Yes, bomb. No bomb. Come on. Yeah, you gotta give me credit. So anyway, I want to get your thoughts on this and everything else that's going on. Let me see. Where do I go here? Let's go to Diane. Diane is in Easton, Pennsylvania. Go right ahead.
Hi, thank you very much, Rich. The problem is that at 80 years old, I have all kinds of opinions on everything. But you know what? The only thing I really value now is why things are the way they are. And I believe that America is an idea. And it's the way we practice those ideas, the way we understand those ideas that make all the difference. There are people that look at a cookbook and they see a recipe, they want to make beef bourguignon, and they look at the recipe and they screw it up because they don't understand what it's telling them. And I think,
well, listen, I think I get what you're saying. And I agree. There's an opportunity for all here. And some appreciate it, some don't. Some see what's before them, and some don't. And I agree that this is likely why you see people like, I use Marco Rubio because he was just there, somebody born in this country to parents that were born elsewhere under communism, and how he fights for America. Why? Because he's seen and heard through the first-hand account of his parents how bad things are. And I've also seen those things. And that is, to me, the differentiating factor, right? Without immigrants coming to this country and giving the immigrant experience and kind of sharing how difficult it was and why they love America the way they do, I likely would not have the appreciation that I have for this country. And I think what we've lost, to your point, the people that may want to cook, right, the beef bolognese or whatever it is they want to make, and not realizing what they have in front of them, the ingredients of American exceptionalism that they have to make their dish, is that they haven't seen a bad day the way others have. And that is, like the saying goes, it's those good times that produce soft people. And sadly, those soft people are the ones that, are voting for the Democrat Socialists of America. So hopefully we'll move beyond that in the future without having to go through hard times. Diane in Easton, Pennsylvania, thank you for your call. I appreciate your wisdom. Godspeed to you, amigos. It's Rich Valdez filling in for the great one. Coming right back.
Summer is here. And the good vibrations are in full swing on the Beach Boys channel.
She's taking an online class, so she might not be able to answer.
The stories behind them. Good vibrations. The Beach Boys channel is happening now on the Sirius XM app.
Ohio, a flyover state in 1998, had more cows than computers. Hoping to avoid manure, we picked computers. We wrote code, networked thousands of
no worries.
and built our own data.
She's been in and out. When she's on the class break, she pops in. I'm going to stop for one at the bar. So, meeting a partner out there. And I'll be heading home, so
For a bathroom upgrade that
taking
won't
a
disrupt your life, Jacuzzi
pause in the stream in about 10 minutes.
Take the stress out of renovations with quick professional service from the name America trusts. Affordable, stunning selection of tubs and showers, each designed with style, safety, and your budget in mind. With customizable features like grab bars and seats, your new bath or shower will meet your entire family's needs.
I absolutely love my new bathroom. It's very hard to believe that they get done in one day. Jacuzzi really outdid themselves.
Right now, we're waiving all installation costs, plus offering no interest.
A little bit. Not that bad, actually.
Call now to schedule your free design consultation.
A lot of walking.
Call 800-561-3386. That's
Got about
561-3386. 800-561-3386.
7 fucking computers that I got to reset.
No interest and no payments paid in full in 12 months. Interest charge for purchase date not being full. Not all qualify. Call dealer for details.
Attention! My Patriot Supply is offering a huge discount on their best-selling emergency food supply, but only for a limited time. Millions of Americans trust My Patriot Supply because they're the original preparedness company for real American patriots. Right now, you can get their best-selling 3-month emergency food supply for $100 off the regular price. My Patriot Supply almost never offers a deal like this. To get your emergency food supply with a huge $100 discount, go to MyPatriotSupply.com. That's MyPatriotSupply.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Do you have a history of those dreadful calcium oxalate stones? Well, Kidney Cop is here to help. Shown in laboratory testing to reduce the rate of calcium oxalate crystal growth by 99%. Yes.
Okay, I could use the steps.
Don't wait. Start taking Kidney Cop Calcium Oxalate Protector today. That's Kidney Cop, C-O-P, Kidney Cop. Order today at Amazon.com, Walmart.com, or KidneyCop.com. That's Amazon, Walmart, or KidneyCop.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-1839. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS.
Actually joining an exercise program through the VA. I got my orientation on Monday for it. It's a video orientation, but it's called the MOVE program. So I'm going to be starting that on Monday.
1839. That's 800-575-1839. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Celebrating America 250.
This company is going to give you unlimited high-speed data for just $34.99 a month. Unlimited high-speed data at Pure Talk used to start at $55 a month, but because Pure Talk is constantly pushing to give you more for less, you can now get unlimited high-speed data for just $34.99 a month. If you've looked at Pure Talk before and you didn't make the move, please check them out again. And if you're wondering, is Pure Talk's network really as good as the overpriced big guys? Try it out for 30 days with no contract, no cancellation fees. Their U.S. customer service team is standing by to help you switch. Just dial pound 250, say keyword Mark Levin to claim unlimited high-speed data for just $34.99. Again, dial pound 250, say Mark Levin, switch to my wireless company, America's wireless company, Pure Talk.
It's back on your radio.
All right, radio for me at Rich Valdez with an S at Rich Valdez on all of the social media. Please give me a follow there. If you're having a good time, I'm having a good time. I'm filling in for the great one, Mark Levin, tonight. And our time together is almost coming to an end, so make sure you follow me or subscribe to my show at richvaldez.com. Mark will be back. He's in Israel at the JNS Summit, and I'm glad he invited me to do this. It's always a pleasure being with you guys. But before I go, I wanted to get into a couple of things and, get to the last couple of callers that have been faithfully hanging on.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure you do.
Right?
Yeah, a lot of, when I worked at a hospital at U of M, man, our volunteers walked their butts off. I did too as a ER tech.
And hates remote. And this is why that brand is growing, because so many Americans agree with that station. But Ro Khanna is celebrating Brad Lander's win, saying that it's fundamentally about Gaza. Listen to this.
I'm glad that Brad Lander won. I had done some support for him. And look, this is fundamentally about Gaza. Anyone who says that Mamdani was just about affordability doesn't understand that election. It was partly about Gaza. Young people saw on their phones for 2 years the genocide that took place. And for many people, it's a test of character.
No genocide.
Are you going to deny that genocide? Or are you going to say what took place and you're going to stand for human rights? That was the central difference in this race between Dan Goldman and Brad Lander.
I'll have one with the partner. He's going to meet me up here.
Central divide heading into 2026.
I don't want to interrupt the wife's class anyway.
That's Ro Khanna yesterday. Now check this out. What's interesting about this is that the Vietnam War, in my opinion, the televised Vietnam War, created many anti-war, liberal, progressive types that are out there today, the Jane Fondas of the world. In many ways, this October 7th did the same thing, right? While people like me were outraged of what they saw at that
Tennessee fan? What's that mean?
People were
Tennessee.
outraged.
I get it. Tennessee.
Right? Let's not kid ourselves. They weren't always getting the real story. I'd say more often than not, they were seeing a fake story, right? Whether it was AI or not. Sometimes they were incidents that happened in other countries just being mislabeled or miscaptioned. You know, look at this kid being abused by whatever. And the bottom line, the effect of this was I saw this happening in real time. I saw people everywhere I went, you know, begging me on social media, how can you support Israel? Do you see what they're doing to children? Don't you have children? Right? Because the propaganda was working. And it was appealing to the goodness of people, even the bad people, even lefties. They have some goodness about them. And when you appeal to that, it creates a revolution. I have to say, I don't like to agree with Congressman Ro Khanna, but he's right. A big part of Mamdani's win was from the keffiyeh-wearing people that live in the 5 boroughs that feel like they're part of something greater than themselves now because they're fighting this institutionalized genocide. They're fighting the big bad wolf, the evil Bibi Netanyahu.
Thanks, buddy. I'll talk to you later. I'm not going to rate anybody. Only got a few people in here. So 7.
I'm not going to say that,
all right. Later.
Israel is a saint and that the other people are Satan.
Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you always.
It's a war.